all your blessing and pray to Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj and all Vaishnava. So can you speak something on this subject matter? So let's pray to first Guru Parampara and our Acharya and Prabhupada. Om Ajana Yagyana Tamirandakshaya Jnananjana Shalakaya Sakshurvanmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Shapitam Yena Bhutale Swayamarupa Kadamahyam Dadati Yena Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yatapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cho Shri Rupam Sagarajatam Sagana Raghunatha Vidam Tam Sajivam Savidvetam Savadustam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Shri Lalita Shri Vishakha Vintam Cho He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanto Shri Radha Kanto Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Shute Devi Pranamamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyacha Kripa Sindhubhyo Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I'm sharing my screen. Can you see, please? This is screen, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu, we can see your screen. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, and wish you all very happy Independence Day. Like Sameswar Prabhuji mentioned that even we see independent, in being independent, life is more horrible. If you see somebody dependent, then life becomes so easy. Even I remember the child when depends on the parents, then he always happy. When child try to be independent and wants to struggle this whole this material world, then we see the suffering. So, but this is the opposite to the spiritual world, because we easily understand this material world, but very hard to understand that the spiritual world philosophy. This is both the reverse direction. Why we need the Guru mercy, Parampara mercy, Acharya mercy to understand this philosophy. Hare. So 15:15. Saravasya Chaham 12:15. Right, Mr. Prabhuji?
That's right, Prabhuji. Yes, 15. Sorry, 12:15.
Yeah, by mistake I said.
12:15.
Yeah. Yasmanano vijayate loko lokanano vijayate chayaho Harasamarsabayodegir Muktaya Sachame Priyaha. Synonymous. Yasmat, from whom, na never, udvijayate, are agitated. Loka, people. Loka, from people, na never, udvijayate, is destroyed. Also, here, anyone who harsha, from happiness, amrasa, distress, bhaya, fear, udvejaha, and anxiety, mukta, freed, yah, who, saha, anyone, so also, me to me, priya, very dear. Mr. Bruce, should I allow any two devotees to just read this sloka?
Oh, yes, yes, that's good. Yeah.
Please select any two, so we will bind in the time framework also. And we have at the today we see there are so many activities, somewhere fireworks are on, so we will bind within a window. So anyone please do voluntarily go ahead.
Yes, so Haribol Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam to everyone.
No,
Yasman nadbhi jate loko lokan
Yasaman,
nadbhi. Yes, go ahead, Prabhu.
Yasaman,
Yasman
Loko,
लोकन नद भी जाते चोयाहो
Lokanano Vijayate Choyaho.
हर्षमार्षो भायो भायुत वेग्यार
Harasamarsa
मुखो याहो साचौमी प्रियाहो
Muktoyo Sachama Priya. Anyone one more?
Yasmanad Vijayate Loko.
Yasamanano Vijayate Loko.
Lokan Nod Vijayate Chaya.
Lokano Vijayate Chayaho.
Harshama Bhayo Vigir.
Harasamarsa Vayo Dvijage.
Mukto Yasha Cha Me Priyaya.
Muktoyo Sachame Priyaho. Translation by his purport, translation purport by his divine grace Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki. He by whom no one is put into difficulty and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is equipoised in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety is very dear to me. Of few of devotees, qualifications are further being described. No one is put into difficulty, anxiety, fearfulness, or dissatisfaction by such a devotee. Since a devotee is kind to everyone, he does not act in such a way as put others into anxiety. At the same time, if others try to put a devotee into anxiety, he is not disturbed. It is by the grace of the Lord that he is so practiced that he is not disturbed by any outward disturbance. Actually, because a devotee is always engrossed in Krishna consciousness and engaged in devotional service, such material circumstances cannot move him. Generally, a materialistic person becomes very happy when there is something for his sense gratification and his body. But when he sees that others have something for their sense gratification and he is not, he is sorry and envious. When he is expecting some retaliation from an enemy, he is in a state of fear. And when he cannot successfully execute something, he becomes dejected. A devotee who is always transcendental to all these disturbances, very dear to. So we, in this chapter, name we see the chapter name itself is called devotional service. And here we see how the Arjuna asking to Krishna the qualification who is dear to you. and Krishna giving that one after other, who is dear to me and who is most dear to me. So one qualification is that Krishna himself saying that I like, or the person whose devotee is dear to me, who is not like disturbed by the situation, either happiness or distress, and he has no fear and anxiety. So Krishna is telling that if so, this is self check actually. Even second chapter also Krishna explaining these qualities and saying that sometimes we say how do we check we are dear to Krishna or not. So this is a self check given by the Krishna to Arjun. If somebody wants to check here, he can check is dear to him or not. These somebody has this quality or not. But the thing that this is the all we get it through the devotional service. If we don't have these qualities, we not to worry. Just fix ourselves in the devotional service. In the purport, Prabhupada writing, even that the devotee, the quality of the devotee, he is very kind to everyone. And he don't want to put anybody in the anxiety, fearfulness, or like he don't to disturb either even other try to disturb him. He even doesn't want like a disturb by them. And he become equipoised in all the situations, either happiness, but we see the materialistic person, if the situation in their favor, they are so happy. When situation goes away as they planned, then they become so much disturbed, and even up to that level, they do suicide. And that much disturbance because they are too attached to material things. And they feel like if they lost the materialistic, even the same thing we see the Lord Kapila telling to Mother Devahuti, chapter 29, third canto, chapter 29, who is dear to me and who is become the dear by the devotional service. So Lord Kapila also saying, Mother Devahuti, the key is the devotional service. And Prabhupada also saying here, that through the devotional service, to achieve that stage is possible. Other than that, there's no way. Even Lord Kapila telling, like the Mother Devahuti, one after other, the person, like he was first explaining that the human being, very dear to me among all the animals. And he was explaining that some animals can hear, some animals have a sense perception higher, some have a lower, some can just see, some can just hear, and some can just speak, but the human has all the qualities. So obviously the more responsibility the human. The Lord Kapila says that among all the animals, human is very dear or very like advanced among all them. Among the humans, that Brahman who follow the rule and regulations and knows the Vedic knowledge. Among them also, the higher, the who follow the strictly the principles. And among the followers the principles, even Lord Kapila says that the Vaishnava who engage in the devotional service is very dear to me. So even Krishna even explaining here who is dear to and how to become dear. And just I want to go a little bit here. We see this is chapter name is the devotional service. This is screen, devotees, please can you see or not? Anyone can confirm, please. This is screen can use.
Prabhuji, we
Yes,
can,
we can see devotion service.
Okay.
we can see it from.
So see the sequence. Krishna telling first Arjuna asking in the first inquiry, saying that to whom, who's like Krishna Arjuna putting two categories. One is the impersonal and one is the personal. Asking among them who is better. Krishna now giving the answer one by one, saying that who fix their mind, their personal forms, they are very dear to me. And now you see this here Krishna is saying that even Arjun, you cannot fix your mind, then Krishna not encouraged to unmanifest it. Arjun asking various ways how to become your dear. Should we focus on your impersonal feature? But Krishna said no. Either this is the very hard. Arjun even admitted that focus by the mind is very hard. But how do that? Krishna says that okay, you cannot focus by mind, my unmanifested feature. Then what to do? Then Krishna here giving them. But those who worship me, giving up their activities upon me and being devoted to me without deviation, engage in devotional service, always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me. O son of Pratha, for them I am swift deliverer from ocean birth or death. That is the promise. But to perceive this promise, we should have a faith, which is the key. And that key will not come without the Guru mercy. So, but if this, so by somehow Guru mercy or Vaishnava mercy, if our faith is affirmed, then we can become the dearmost to Krishna. Because his promise, even now saying that, just fix your mind upon me, Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. That is the promise. So one after other, we see how who is dear to Krishna. The first thing, engage our mind. We are engage our mind so much activities, which is even not related to that any progress about the bhakti or even no value of those kind of activities. But we engage so much into those activities, and that way we are passing our life. And I remember that our dear Guru Maharaj says that many the human beings, they born in the ignorance, they lived in ignorance, and they died in ignorance. Because they even never think what is the responsibility. First, we have given the human form. Even our Acharya says that Durlabho Manaso Deha. This is the getting the human form. Even Lord Kapila saying Mother Devahuti. It's very rare to get the human birth. And that is we are unfortunate. Even we don't think what is our responsibility. We think our responsibility is just to engage this material activities and die there. And Krishna says that is the Sram Eva Kevala. This is just the ass also doing this work. He's holding so many weight even without knowing the value. Prabhupada writing that even if you put the gold top of the ass, he just walking, he don't have a value. So same case, if we are engaging just the activities, we have a no clue what the spirituality, why we took the birth, why Krishna gave us the human form. We could be animal, but by the karma or his mercy, somehow or other we took the human form, then our responsibility become more higher. Because if you see the company also in the material world, if we have a higher post, we have a higher salary because of the higher responsibilities. Though the VCO, this person don't do anything, but his responsibility very high. If something bad wrong, the whole blame goes to him only. So that's why he's getting high paid. Same case, Lord Kapila says that getting the human birth is not easy. Among all the 84 millions, like the 84 lakh yonia, get the human form, first thing is very, very auspicious. But we wasted that we are most unfortunate. So we need the Guru mercy, Vaishnava mercy, and Guru Parampara. And here see the ninth text, Krishna says that, my dear Arjun, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, even Krishna giving concession here, saying that, okay, if it's not possible, because Arjun admitted that. It's not possible for me to fix my mind. What should I do? Krishna says that practice abhyas, only this is possible. Now saying that then follow the regulatory principle of Bhakti Yoga. So I want to just highlight that even Arjuna admitting that I cannot fix my mind, who we are. We are maybe in the illusion. Okay, we will do ourselves or just meditating take some posture and sit for some time. Here Arjuna himself, who is the dearmost Krishna's friend and relative, admitting not possible. What Krishna is saying that, okay, this is very hard. Krishna isn't accepted. Yes, this is hard. Then follow the regulative principle. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. That's why Prabhupada introduced the regulative principles. But we are unfortunate still. We don't want to follow. Our senses are so strong and are even not accepting the principles, regulative principles. We don't want to even control our senses. We want to like a live animal. What we want to just we want to do that. So even Krishna say that, see the 10th chapter, 10th sloka. If you cannot practice the regulative bhakti yoga, then just try to work for me. Prabhupada give this platform. Even we cannot follow the regulative, just engage in the devote service, the temple service and all. Because by working for me, you will come the perfect stage. One after other, this chapter is so pure. If we read very sincerely, the dear devotees, that my experience, tears comes out. If we think that why we took the human birth, even God giving the concession and saying that one after other, you cannot do, okay, do this. If you cannot be in practice of the regulatory principle,
না আমি জাস্ট এটা দেখছি আশিস প্রভু জয়েন করেছে কিনা ওখানে
I think somebody, can you please put in the mute?
আশিস প্রভু আছে ওখানে
So even like we see, whenever we see the regulatory principles, our mind disturbs so much. How can I follow the regulatory principles? Oh, I have to give up this. Oh, I have to give up this. We are thinking to give up. We are not thinking what we are going to achieve. If we thinking about the achieve, then give up is nothing. Because we did so many birth and life cycle, birth and death, birth and death. And anyway, if you see the give up point of view, at the last, we have to give up, either by choice or by nature. Nobody can take from here anything. Everything has to be given up. But Krishna says that, okay, just do a follow. Prabhupada giving so nice platform. Okay, follow the bhakti, the regulatory principles, the 4 regulatory principles we say. Still our mind so disturbed to give up these also. We are so unfortunate. We are thinking, oh, how to leave this, how to leave this. But we are not thinking the end goal. We are going to be the dearmost devotee of Krishna. Who is that is a promise. But our senses are so blunt and we are so busy to, to sense gratifications. Prabhupada writing here, if you, however, you are unable to work this consciousness of me, then try act giving up all the results of your work and try to be best self-situated. See, one after the Krishna himself giving the concession, you cannot do this, you cannot do follow the bhakti yoga, even you cannot do the work for me. At least what you can do, just give me your result. Whatever you are earning, whatever you do, just for me. Even you cannot do, see 13. If you cannot take this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Either that also we cannot do. What we can do, at least we can give this knowledge to others. That this is even no cost. So see the Krishna's mercy, how he's so, being a father giving a discount of one, okay, my child, you cannot do this, at least do this. You cannot do this, at least do this. So see, at least just engage yourself to cultivate this knowledge. Now saying that better the knowledge, however, is meditation. And better than meditation is a renunciation of the fruitive of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind. And now here we say the Krishna, one who is not envious but is kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor and is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination. His mind and intelligence fix on me, such a devotee's mind were dear to me. So all this, the qualities is given, the symptoms is given, and the characteristics also given. Still we cannot do this, then this is called unfortunate situation. Then nobody can save us. But still we don't want to even so much engage in the sense gratification. We don't want to accept this also. And that's why that I remember Guru Maharaj say that I don't know the English, the Kit Patang. He knows that this is the light. I'm going to die, but he attracts toward the light itself in the bulb. He goes and they stick with this and die. We see day-to-day activities. The many Kit Patang, they come on the light and they are attracted and they die. That's why our sense is so powerful. We don't want to even to give up anything, but we want to leave everything. Krishna said, we don't want to go to our real back home because of just some minor or some tiny sense gratifications. They are thinking, okay, I have to give up this thing. I have to give up this thing. But we are not thinking the higher goal, what I'm going to be achieved. I remember Lal Govind Prabhu says that just forget the give up. Just think how to achieve the Krishna. If you thinking about achieve the Krishna, the give up become very easy. Krishna's promise that I will take care. Even he doesn't look our fault. He says that if you have very fault, our dear Maharaj, Guru Maharaj says that always. Even in morning lecture, I'm hearing a lecture. He says that if you have some fault, still I'm ignoring that because I'm your father. If you have a fault, I will fix it. Once you engage in my service, I will fix all your fault. Or your sense gratification will go away slowly, slowly if you engage in my service. The only Krishna looking the service. Even at least we can cultivate this knowledge. Even I remember that Prabhupada lecture in the Leela Mrita, Prabhupada nicely writing over there, saying that one girl, Prabhupada, I want to preach. Prabhupada said that, okay, you can preach. And then she asked how to preach. Prabhupada said, who is the God? I think 5 or 6 year old girl, she said, Prabhupada, Krishna is God. Prabhupada says this, yes, you are perfect. You go just preach. Krishna is God. And that is the end result of all the scriptures. So if we don't know much philosophy, just we can cultivate this knowledge. Yes, Krishna is God. And then this become all the qualities, how to become a dear to Krishna. And once that is promised, but I'm hearing that His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj class, he was saying that because we lived in illusion so much, the real things look like a fake and fake thing looks like the real. So for example, Maharaj giving that the example when we see the movie or the serial, the audience who are watching, sometimes they cry and sometimes they are happy. Even he knows that this is the fake, the characters are fake, but he becomes so attached because of the long association with the material world. He is thinking it is a real. Sense gratification is the real. But when we say that this is not the real the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, they suspect on that. So that is our that unfortunate situation. So to think that even this the material world is perverting of the spiritual world, but because of the long association with the material world, this we come into that stage, and still we don't want to go out that stage. That is the most unfortunate. What we can do, that only that we can give this knowledge. That's only we can do. Or we need some Vaishnava mercy, Guru Parampara, some Acharya mercy, then only we can understand the knowledge. Otherwise, very hard. So So I think 41, we have just 20 minutes. So if any devotee wants put any comments or add something, remove something which I say something wrong, please feel free. We see the many senior devotees here, Amitanand Prabhu, Mr. Prabhu, and many more. Anyone wants to add here anything, please feel free. Any question, any answer?
Haribol Prabhu, Haribol, Dandavat Pranam to everyone.
Yes,
So,
Prabhu.
first introduction is very good, Prabhu. Very good discussion, not only discussion, but you give the very good lecture here, and we listen, and really, really very heart touching. But questions, Prabhu, I have different type of question today. Several days I have that question, and but last 2 3 days I was not able to join because with that I was with Sipoti Prabhu discussing other topic. But today I have a question, Prabhu, not related with this. Already Semester Prabhu defined that. Already Semester Prabhu told that uh, we are celebrating Independence Day. We are not independent actually. We are always dependent, and we are dependent in Maya or anything else. So. Three mode of material nature is acting on us. So my question is different topic is the dream. So Prabhu, tell me about the dream. We see that our Acharya and others see the dream, saw the dream, and that is true. That is true. Sometimes we in the scripture also written that Chaitanya Charitamrita also and other scripture written that our Acharya saw the dream that there is some deity of the Lord. They found it, that deity, like that uh, mm, mm, in Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, various Acharya got that real deity by their dream, and a lot of dream, also spiritual dream, they saw it and explain it. But our dream is different. So can you describe that? What is the difference between this dream and that dream, and what is the real dream and not real dream? What is this? And sometimes I heard that dream is really happening in my, whatever I see in a dream, that maybe that happened in my previous life or something, previous life. Can you explain, or if you explain or give some lights about it, please?
Yes, Prabhu, I can try based on that, on the limited knowledge, and others have a very knowledgeable here. Please feel free to correct and add here. We see Prabhu, our dear Acharya Prabhupada, right? When he was traveling, even he saw Krishna in a dream. When he got the heart attack, so their senses, Prabhu, are not the material senses. When your senses become pure, then you come into this platform. You become very dear to Krishna because even you see the Bhagavad Gita, the 10:9 Krishna say, Machita Matgit Pranam, Bodhyanta Parasparam. So what they do is like we are materialistic. We think how to make money double. How we do that? So our all the activities, our sense is so blunt, we have a no clue. That's why our whatever the activities we do, those come in the dream. Even that's why the Krishna say that Antakalecha, whatever you remember, what you remember and what without practice, we will remember the money or the family. And that's why we lost. But our Acharyas, what they remember? Prabhupada in the last moment when leaving the body, he was preaching. He was preaching Srimad Bhagavatam. That is called Acharya. They practice. So there the dream, Prabhu, not the dream. Their senses are so pure. Just they are doing the bodily platform acting to teach us. But actually they came from the spiritual world. They know their dream is true because their senses are pure. Even by the devotional service, when we purify our senses, we can see similar dream. That's what Acharya is teaching us. Krishna even saying that here, follow the regulatory principles. Do this, remember me. And then Krishna giving that. Tesam satata yuktana, 10:10. He's saying that just remember me, talk about my activities and guiding to others, give this knowledge, cultivate this knowledge. Then we also get that kind of experience, Prabhu.
Yes, definitely very good explanation. Prabhu, I appreciate your explanation. But question is, Prabhu, I understood that we are in pure stage like that. Acharya, Prabhupada, and other pure devotees, our Swara Goswami and others, other great Vaishnavas, their senses are pure. They can see the pure dream and everything is there. My my question is that can elaborate please little bit more details
Okay,
you can
so
in
let
that.
me give the recent incident. Uh, that Chaitan Mahaprabhu appearance day, right? Our
Yes.
dear Madhupati Prabhu saw the dream in the night or was thinking, let me change the new dress for Prabhupada. And then he forgot somehow or other. So the next morning, I went for Prabhupada's seva. And then what happened? I was doing the iron of the dress. Even I was thinking during the iron, today we should have a new dress for Prabhupada. And I saw the closet of the clothes. I did not see the new dress. And then what happened? Middle of the iron, the Ravina or the Vinaprati Mataji also in the deity's kitchen area. I was doing iron that area. You saw that iron place, right?
Oh,
So
yes.
so what happened? The whole dhoti and the kurta of the Prabhupada, almost all cloth is done. Just of the kurta, half of the shoulder side, that iron suddenly stopped working. And I was thinking, how can I use this kurta? Because the middle of everything is stuck. Then I asked the iron, can we get the other iron here? Anybody devotee has a nearby? Then Veena Mataji told me, Prabhu, call to Madhupati Prabhu. Maybe he has an iron. And then I called Madhupati Prabhu, Prabhu, this is the dress in middle of got stuck. And then even I want to give the new dress Prabhupada, but we don't have. And this dress I cannot put on Prabhupada because this is not iron half of the kurta side. Then Prabhupada, Madhupati Prabhu told me, Prabhu, the last night I was thinking we should give the Prabhupada dress, but somehow or other I forget it. So please come and take the new dress. That is the desire of the Madhupati Prabhu, and that how the desire come Prabhu. This is the purity. And then I went there, I took the new dress, and I gave the Prabhupada the new dress. So once you engage in the service, Prabhu, your desire and the Acharya desire sometimes become the lined up. But we need that kind of mercy and realization.
Great example, Prabhu. Yes, I understood your point that this is a great example and this real thing happening in our temple also. And a lot of things other devotee also got that experience. We don't know. They did not explain us. Maybe they explain in different way. So we know that, but you already shared that thing. Thank you, Prabhu. But yes, that is the one part, Prabhu.
So
But
that kind of dream, Prabhu, you will start looking at once we, do the seva by heart and all. That's way that you see that our Prabhupada is not just a statue. He do the sincere service. He guiding us what he need. Even sometimes you will feel I should give the new dress Prabhupada, and somehow that you see this is the example. Even iron got stuck middle of that kurta.
Yes, Prabhu. Great example, Prabhu. Great real example. And what about the our suppose that we are not the pure, we are not the pure, and we are not that stage. But our dream, something different dream is coming, and whether that is different, they happen in the previous life, or what is that? Can you explain a little bit, or
Yeah,
other?
Prabhu, like Radhanath Govind Maharaj say that this is the association because we have a long association with the material world. And because of even association, at least this is a process, we follow strictly this process, regulatory principles. If you ask Prabhu, some devotees, like, can you follow the regulatory principles? And do the self-check, how many you will find to follow that? So this is our desire. Our sense is so blunt, not accepting this fact. We are so much worried to give up the things, but we are not worried to achieve the things. So this is all prolonged association with the material world.
Yes, yes, and we know that Prabhu in Vrindavan, all the deities uh, manifested by our Acharya, our Sot Goswami, through the dream also. Lot of dream
Yeah,
there.
Prabhu,
And
those Goswami, like their platform, Prabhu, different. To even understand them, we need the other Acharya mercy. How it come? Follow their path, their instructions. This is only the way, Prabhu. There are no other way. We cannot directly conclude, how to feel that. See, Prabhupada, when was in Vrindavan, he was able to see the Acharya, talk to Acharyas. How? Sanatana Goswami, he used to go Samadhi and talk to Sanatana Goswami. He was crying in the midnight, Prabhu, and saying that, give me the energy, impart your mercy on me so I can spread this message. Even you see, Prabhu, even sometime, even our material activities, right? You do the IT job or code. We are so much worried. Sometimes we see the solution while we are sleeping in the dream of the problems. Maybe you experience that. Some problem becomes so like that serious, and you could not sleep. You are thinking about that problem only day and night, and sometime you see you were sleeping and the solution came in your mind. I experienced that kind of thing. So this is our priority, to whom we are giving the priority. If we think about that the sincerely and seriously, then we can experience that kind of thing.
yes, so what about the other dreams, Prabhu? What about the no? What about the other dreams? I know that is the material dreams, but what is that
No,
actually?
same way I'm saying, Prabhu. This is the Krishna say that I am reciprocate your desire. That is, you see the many places. I reciprocate your desire. If you come one step to me, I will come 10 steps to you. That step we have to take. When child start the like a born and then start walking, he 1,000 times he fell down. But ultimately, father giving the hope, no, walk one step, walk, you can do. Walk one step, you can. Father walking himself with him. But father only walking when giving the encourage and giving this walk, at least try. So that our same situation. If we try sincerely, our father is within inside. He picked up our finger pro and walked with us. But the desire should come from our side. Krishna says that I will come 10 steps to you. At least just try, my child, try.
Yes, Prabhu, wonderful explanation. Thank you, Prabhu. Dandavat
Thank you, sir.
Pranam.
Anyone devotee has any comments or question? Yes, we have 4 minutes left. So Mr. Pro, I think Pro busy
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
or Ramtanand Pro or Jayaprakash Pro.
Thank you so much. Thank you for a wonderful class, nice class, and nice answers as well. Thank you so much. The dear devotees, anything would like to add? Anybody else? Any comments? Any other questions?
Papa, now you can do some. Now you will learn.
Yeah. Nobody has anything to add? Hope everybody liked the Rath Yatra. Haribol. Yeah. So thank you, Anubhav Mataji, Anu Mataji, for taking care of the book table. You were there, and I received the Lakshmi from Devgi Nandam Prabhu. Thank you so much. Okay. If nothing else, then let's conclude then today's session. Okay.
वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वृंद की जय।
मेरा श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, प्रपाद की जय, वृंद की जय।
Thank you, everybody. Haribo. Hare Krishna.
हरि बोल।
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
हरे